We use average estimated load profiles, and by all this we get close to plus minus 30% in terms of savings, costs, and payback. All this is done at no cost to the owner, and typically we estimate that based on all the information that we receive in a timely manner, we should be able to give you a study and a report within 1 week. Now let's say the site shows no potential for CHP. Basically, this will serve as a document to you for auditing, for a possible future audit, that you have done a feasibility study at your facility. Now, if the site does show potential, then we move on to the detailed analysis. And the goal of the detailed analysis is to establish if CHP is viable technically and financially. And here are the key activities what we do. We do a walkthrough site assessment. We do a utility rate structure analysis, hour by hour simulation using DOE software, calibration of the baseline model to actual utility bills, and we also generate what-if scenarios. We generate two turbines, 3 turbines, 1 turbine, maybe an engine, maybe a micro turbine, maybe a steam chiller, maybe serving both the heating and the cooling or only the heating, so several scenarios. We also do what's called a sensitivity analysis. Basically that will show how your payback and how your economics change based on the price of gas and the price of electricity. We also use financial models to generate the internal rate of return. And we provide conceptual one-line design drawings. This detailed analysis must not be confused with a full-fledged investment grade audit where you have this detailed drawings and so on and so forth. This is more conceptual in nature and just proves whether your CHP is viable technically and financially. All this is done at a very minimal cost to the owner, and our typical turnaround times are for the report and the study to be complete is 1 month. Now we're going to move on to the FAQ section, and I'm going to turn the floor over to Ross. But just before that, I would like to say that we are going to unroll a series of webinars in the future which actually explain all the commonly applicable CHP technologies, case studies. So just keep looking at our website, and we are unveiling a lot of information with regards to CHP and try to remove the typical market barriers associated with it. Okay, Ross.
Thank you, Krishnan. Okay, let's attempt to answer any questions that we think you might have. For instance, does a feasibility study have to be submitted to an authority, such as a state agency? The answer is no, but a report documenting that a CHP feasibility was conducted should be retained on file in the event of a future audit. Another question you might have is, if a feasibility study determines CHP to be feasible on economic grounds, is that facility then required to adopt CHP? Well, again, the answer is no. The law simply states that a CHP system is preferred in such a scenario to promote energy security. Would you need to explore CHP feasibility if your facility doesn't meet all of the definitions that we mentioned earlier of what a critical infrastructure is? Well, again, no, but the intent of the legislature's guidelines defining critical infrastructure is simply to help identify the most likely CHP adopters. Even if you don't meet every definition, it doesn't mean that CHP is not a good idea on both economic or energy security grounds. So what financial assistance is available? Well, in Texas, there's something called the Lone Star revolving loan program that provides low-interest loans to government facilities, specifically to promote energy efficiency. So a CHP project would certainly qualify. for that, for Lone Star funding, which is managed by the Texas State Energy Conservation Office, or SECO. Another good resource is the online database for state incentives for renewables and efficiency, or DESIRE, and it provides a pretty comprehensive and up-to-date list of state and regional incentives. And lastly, our own center does its best to monitor funding opportunities, so feel free to contact us at any time to see what is out there. And here's a list of resources that can facilitate compliance with these two laws. The first is a website that we put together specifically to, again, facilitate compliance with HB 1831 and 4409, and that is txsecurepower.org. And there you'll find some FAQs in addition to a PowerPoint of this presentation, some other information to assist with compliance. If you'd like to go to the letter of the law, you feel free to do so. Both of these bills are online at the URLs shown here. And in parentheses, we've included the page numbers that refer specifically to the energy security provisions that we've talked about today. The next URL is our own website, and here you will also find archived webinars and presentations, including this one. And then we've also listed the URLs of some of our partners, including the U.S. Department of Energy, the EPA CHP partnership, and then the Texas CHP initiative, which is a state industry association that we work with from time to time. And as I mentioned earlier, should you have any questions with respect to these two bills, feel free to contact any of us